G'day fellas and a welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the south side of the map in the colour orange, playing as the Holy Roman Empire. It's Core. And on the north side, in the colour blue, playing as the Mongols. It's Anatand. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dry Arabia. We're doing something a little bit different today. We're taking a look at the War Chief Club. For anybody who hasn't seen it, it's a weekly event that is hosted and organised by Attico. He's one of the community members for Age of Empires 4, posts on the Reddit, all that kind of good stuff. And yeah, he organises this weekly event. So I figured we'd cast a couple games, see what it's all about. Now, if you wanted to go and watch this live, I'm going to leave a link down in the description to Rising Empires, which is a Twitch channel where you can catch all of the action live. And you can watch some of the world's best players go up against one another and battle it out. I'm interested in seeing how this match goes today because this is one of the toughest matchups there are in the game. It's up there with Holy Roman Empire versus China. It's up there with, I'm trying to think of other hard matchups. I mean, that's probably the hardest matchup I can think of, other than Mongols versus Holy Roman Empire. So already from the beginning, Anatand's going to have a great matchup against Core. Now, part of the reason why the Mongols match up so well against the Holy Roman Empire is because of the early aggression that they love to put out. Ideally, the Holy Roman Empire want to get to the Castle Age. They want to pick up those relics. They want to start living the good life. But the Mongols, well, let's just put it this way. They like to attack nice and early. That's exactly what we're going to have today. There's some beautiful spots down here. Have a look at this. Arkan Chapel right here. I mean, are there any other good Ark? Oh my god, this is actually a beautiful Arkan spot as well. If you can push the deer hunt in. I'm curious if Core's spotted this out. Core just spotting out his deer right now. You can see that that's going to get spotted. Now, he could deer push. We don't really see a lot of deer push, but you could definitely drop the Arkan here and play for a bit of a juicer. Because realistically, you're not going to use a whole lot of gold. Once you get Castle Age, you pick up your relics, you're not interested in gold. You don't care that much about it. But it's nice having it until you do get to the Castle Age. It does boost you up quite a bit. But plenty of food on Core's backside. He's actually open with a double scout. Something that has been making a return. I've noticed in a lot of my games that I've been playing on the rank ladder. I recently started playing on the rank ladder again. You want to know why? It was kind of a bit of a sad reason as well. There was a guy on Reddit. He's like, don't watch Drongo. He's terrible. He only got Conqueror 3 when China was overpowered. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to... let's see. And so it took me a while. I think it took me about a day and a half, but I eventually got to Conqueror 3 again. But there's a part of me that's curious. I'm like, you know what? If I actually just played a lot and tried to climb, I wonder how high I could get. Because at the moment, I think my rating's like 1650, something around there. But to that one guy on Reddit that posted that, thank you. You gave me the motivation. It's funny. A hater can give you more motivation than, well, I guess than 1,000 supporters probably could. And look, that's not saying that you guys should start hating. And there's the beautiful outpost spot, as we did suspect, coming in. But yeah, look, please don't start hating. That's not going to that's not going to motivate me even more. I'm kind of happy with it for there at the moment. But take a look at this. We've got Age Up coming through on the other side. It only looks like the 2 spears, so not a huge investment. 4 spears now are going to be coming out here for Anatand. And aggression going to be coming in. So this is part of the reason why Arkan down here hurts so much, or why in particular this outpost hurts so much. And it's because the Arkan Chapel is now denied. The Arkan Chapel, of course, is going to serve a purpose of dealing with the food. But that's it. Barracks is already up from Core, so he's looking to react to this. Not going to be going with archers, because in reality is he needs to clear this outpost. It's not that he doesn't, because normally what you see is daisy chaining or leapfrogging of outposts, where one comes in and then the second one comes in and the third one. But the reality is this outpost is good enough. You put this bad boy down and you don't have to worry about another outpost for a long time. This buys you more than enough time, and Anatand's going to be very happy with this. So I think that Core's kind of realized that and said, well, you know what? We can't let this outpost stay up for longer than what it should. So with the Arkan Chapel coming up, that's going to be buffing up all of the villagers here. But of course, it means as soon as the Age Up comes through. Now, one of the things to note is Anatand can pop that little bird in the sky, the little falcon. I don't know exactly where the Khan is as more spears make their way across the map. Age Up's already through for him as well. Going into the silver tree, let's take a look. Oh my lord, it's beautiful. Directly on the edge of the map. This is the best trade you can get. Much better than this one. You can see you could park a truck in between those two. But I'm gonna move on. I'll tell you what I'm thinking of. I just remember, like, someone insulting somebody about their front teeth, and there was a gap between the front teeth, and somebody said you could park a truck between those two front teeth. And that's what I was laughing about, all right? It wasn't anything too bad, all right? Look at this! Oh my god, Anatan chopping through the forest, the wood line, to try and get to the villages. Is he gonna get line of sight through the wood line from the chop through? Oh, this is next level strategies. I don't think I've ever seen this before. He's chopping through on the wood line to get line of sight, so he perpetually has it, throws down another outpost. Look, we've got aggression coming through on this backside. I don't know exactly why I put down that outpost. Maybe he was thinking about it, but he's going to come through on this back area. And look at the vills. The vills are almost like they're aware. No, he goes for the sneaky outpost inside the wood line. The Mongols are evolving. Just when you thought the Rus were the only civilization capable of digging into a wood line, well, my friends, it is not the only civ that is possible or able to do it. Khan coming through. Villager gets spotted out. He's going to have to empty. And the villagers all coming down. It looks like we've got ourselves a bit of a bust on our hands. Villager, I don't know. Spearman, not sure what he's doing. Plenty of vills here. He's going to be looking to try and snipe them out with the outposts. You can see, did he get textiles through? I'm pretty sure he did. These villagers look really tanky. I think only one villager went down there. Outpost does get taken out in time. And that second one obviously gets cancelled. The Vil comes back, manages to keep himself alive, but a lot of investment has come through from Core. So this is where you got to think back to, like, okay, Core, you invested a lot of resources here to deal with this outpost, and you took it out, but at what cost? And the answer to that question is at the cost of your enemy, who is now going to be trading. And they've got a pretty nice little opening for this trade. Now, we don't see a market coming down in the corner just yet. Do we see a market moving down in that corner? Not yet, but we do see the market being built. This market's going to get on its wheels. It's going to make its way downtown, walking fast, 1,000 miles away. And Core, now it kind of moves back to this stage. And look at this. We got a second TC coming in from Core. Core, what are you on right now? Look at that little cheeky outpost. I can't believe that Anatan is going for such a thing. Hey, there is no way. Can you imagine if Mongols had walls? Oh, dude. Oh, my lord. What if the Chinese start... Dude, do I start doing that? Do I go 5 spears into a tower on the gold and then dig into the forest and put a tower in? Oh my god, it's beautiful. Does this change anything? I think it does. I think this changes a lot. I think this makes early aggression really viable. And look at... Speaking of early aggression, look at Core getting out on the map. A lot of players, after they get attacked by a Mongol like that, are just going to be kind of chilling in their base, you know. John Cena, back of the limo, that sort of thing. But Core... immediately aggressive, and I love the fact he's going into the second TC over on the hunt as well. I'm curious whether he looks to play it a little bit longer in feudal, try and keep his enemy in feudal. Obviously with the trade you want to try and slow that down, stop that from happening, but villagers gotta be careful here. Right on board with Anatan as the aggression comes through. He's being very, very liberal with their security, but indeed attention will be turned towards that silver tree, and you can see that Core makes his way up towards that northern position. Did cross swords with the market as it makes its way towards that west corner, and the traders are on the way. 63 gold in the bank, but when that bad boy unpacks, it's going to be a lot more. It's going to be a lot more. All right, just a single trader out for now, so nothing too crazy. There's the market. Trader is going the opposite way. I don't know why. I don't know how. I don't know what happened there. Okay, there we go. Oh, there we go. I don't know what happened there. Up to 146 gold. That's the maximum gold that you can get now on a edge-to-edge run. So if you're going one edge of the map to the other edge, then that's fine. If you're going corner to corner, so this market all the way over to well, I guess it's probably best to say like this trading post here all the way down to a market down here, that's going to be much greater. I think it's probably going to be closer to like 240, 250 mark, somewhere around that. Archer number starting to build now for Anatan, and Core doing a good job of keeping him in the feudal age, and that's exactly what Core wants to do. Core wants to keep him in the feudal age so that he can get up to castle, start getting those relics, get the knights out, start having some fun. But we do see attack or movement speed. They're going to be coming through here. A little bit of a boost up here. Does he have armor on these? No, he doesn't have armor on them. It's just Archer's not doing as much damage as I'm used to. I guess I've been playing too much English, too many longbows. Normally he'd be easily able to deal with that, but is able to chase away these units, and the outpost obviously with the arrow slits in, they're going to help out a little bit as well. Now, of course, in addition to linking to the Rising Empire Twitch channel, I'm also going to be leaving a link in the description of where you can watch Core and Anatan. Now, Core, he's over on YouTube. I'd recommend you guys go check him out. Go say good day. Go watch his content. Anatan, he's over on Twitch. Both of these guys do live stream over on Twitch, but go check out Core's YouTube. He's got some mogul moves that he's making over there. That is for sure. So I'll leave links in the description to that. I'll also leave a link in the description to the Patreon. We're shouting out everything at this point, and because it's the 10-minute mark and we're crossing over to the income. But take a look at this. We got walls coming up. We're setting ourselves up for a bit of a late game. Don't mind if I do. As the music stops and we enter into a lull. But not before more wolves get out here. And thank you for clearing up the wolves. There's nothing more infuriating than watching a cast and the wolves just get left alone. Get it in there nice and deep. Like, look at her go. Look at Bessie. I mean, and Bessie's a cow. What's a boar? Barry the boar? Baz the boar? That's probably a name. That's an age up coming through. If I've ever seen one. How many vils is that? That is, I mean, I probably could have just clicked like that. 10 vils on gold. That is a lot of age up coming through right now. Wheelbarrow also stables in the back, and these are very secretive stables. He doesn't want these to get shown on the front, but the Khan is coming around. He is going to be able to spot it out. Throws down the extra movement speed. So you tried to hide the stable, but it's going to get spotted before it even completes. Khan doing a great job. Spots the vils on gold. Sees everything that he needs to, and that's going to give him confirmation that a castle age is coming through. Anatan, on the other hand, not a single villager on gold yet. Does he move vils out here? Does he look for a feudal finish? And it looks like he's going for a feudal finish. Take a look at all of the units moving across the map. Do we have siege engineering in just yet? Let's take a look and see. Blacksmith, siege engineering is still up, so not quite yet, but the stables do get spotted on the back. Age up comes through now for Core. He's done a great job getting back into this game. Ooh, is that dangerous? Is that a bit worrisome? I guess a little bit worrisome. Khan might go down here. Extra arrows indeed. The arrows do take out the Khan, and now pressure going to be applied to that Ragnitz Cathedral. Single horseman over on that west side. Going to be looking to deal with it. You can see it. Anatan's just going to be falling back here. Respects the age up coming through from Core. And Core's managed to do it beautifully on this. You know, a lot of people would have faltered. They would have found it very hard in the position that he was in to come back into this game. But I think what's remarkable is that Core said, well, I can't access my gold, so I can't get up. So I'm just going to put all my vils on wood, and I'll start gathering wood for a town center. And then I'll just go into a second town center. I don't know if that was always his plan, whether that was his plan from the beginning, but well done by Core. So with the age up coming through on the Ragnitz, he's got a single prelate out at the moment, which my recommendation is ideally if you can get 3 prelates by the time you're age 3 is a good time. Especially because realistically it's only 20 seconds. Like you're throwing away a villager, but look at the guards coming out right now, guarding up 2 of the 5 relics so far. One of the relics back here, pretty far away, so that one's off limits. Horseman gets cleaned up. Expect to see knights coming out, men at arms coming out, and look at this, more stables coming through. Prelate's just going to get made from the Ragnitz, so he doesn't even look to rush it up. Kurotai already coming through though from his enemy, and this is where you got to be so careful, because if these relics get denied away from you, you're going to be in a tough position, that is for sure. So waiting until the last second to throw down your prelates out of your Ragnitz is always a little bit ballsy, especially when there are 3 contested relics on the map. Now, what kind of military's Core got here? Because realistically, it doesn't look like a whole lot. Just a couple of archers. A duo of archers making their way out towards the trade line, in fact. Now, Core's got a couple ways that he can play this. He can look to try and contest the relics, or he can just go straight to the trade line. The problem that he's going to have is I suspect Anatan's going to be going into double prayer tent. Kurotai moving. Where's the prayer tents? Where's the prayer tents? There's the prayer tent. That's the first of the prayer tents that are coming through. Now, these guys, I think they're 200 wood each. Yeah, 200 wood. We've seen a lot of people moving into double prayer tents. And it's not just double prayer tents. Like, ooh, that's going to be a dead prelate. Poor little guy. He never stood a chance. The importance of having intel, huh? Yeah, so I think what's interesting is a lot of civilizations are moving into double prayer tent or double mosque, double monastery. And it's really interesting because it's expensive, but at the same time, you're kind of like banking on the fact that you're just going to get out your shamans a little bit faster than the enemy, or your monks a little bit quicker than the enemy, and just get all over the map, get those relics in. And realistically, if you get 4 of the relics, then you're not actually wasting those resources, because you're gonna have to build the religious units in the first place. You're gonna have to build the religious buildings in the first place. Wallalol comes through, not gonna be successful though. Spear's doing a wonderful job guarding up, and now once again all 3 of these are being captured, so needs men-at-arms to drive these back, and just hasn't really had the foresight of that. And the first of the shamans comes out, collects the relic. The consequence, and look at this, we do have this counter to the trade coming in, and Core looking to try and slow down that trade. How much trade are we on at the moment? The Kurotai going to come down. up to 8 traders. So not a huge amount of trade, but he is also stealing away a lot of these relics. And that's the part that hurts the most, because with core only on 1 relic, that is begging for a bad time. It is not going to be a good time when you've only got 1 relic as the Holy Roman Empire. He needs to bring this knight back. It's on 10 health. He could bring it back, give it a prelate or 2, and it's back up to full health, and we see more prelates are coming out. Knights coming over towards this west side. Beautiful job by Cordis just to draw those enemy units away from this relic. He needs to make sure that he comes out here, doesn't allow the prelate to sneak this relic off. He's done such a great job so far of securing the other 2 central relics. This last relic, though, you can see that Anatan is coming through, doing the sneaky. Relic in the north gets picked up. This is our last centrally contested relic. The last 2 relics are the safe ones. You've got one up here, which is about to be captured. This one as well. Unfortunately for the prelate, he meets his maker and immediately eviscerates him. I saw a meme on Reddit. It's like the meta. 2 seconds into a fight, and he's just hit with 1,000 arrows. It's the exact same story here for the prelate, the poor little guy. Now knights. Not really on the move. Not looking to use their mobility. And I'm curious about this comp that's coming out from Anatan. Just going heavily into archers, not moving into crossbows at all. But I guess realistically, he's got enough spears that he doesn't need to worry. And this is exactly what he needs to do. Just go up the trade line. Every trader that you come across, you just charge it. Here's the next one. I'm not sure why he didn't just insta-gib it immediately. Second one. Come on. Insta-gib. Bang. Insta-gib. Just take him out, core. Not paying attention. He's probably on his phone playing Flappy Bird or something. It's typical for core. Classic core move. So only the 1 relic for core. Not a good time. Not a good time to be a core fan. Not a good time to be a core. That is for sure. Nice little pickups coming through. I'm liking these little raids coming in non-stop, because this is distracting Anatan. And realistically, he can't deal with these other than getting his own lancers out. Because the spears, I mean, they've got their YAM network. Actually, they don't actually have their YAM yet, by the looks of it. There's the YAM coming through. It's going to be another 56 seconds. Core not paying attention, though. Spear's going to be getting some good value in here. Still yet to get their veterancy as well. There's the veterancy coming in now for Anatan. But it's one of those things where it's like, Core's just able to give him a runaround right now. Like, Core is channeling his inner GUA, giving him the infinite runaround here. And that's delaying Anatan from attacking Core. And look what Core's going for. You know what it is. You know what it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's that fast Imperial. It's that 17-minute Imperial timing for Core. And look at the villagers down here. He's got so many vills. He's had to resort to having so many vills on gold just simply because he hasn't had the relic gold coming through. It's impressive that he went into 2TC, but things went so bad for him. And I don't know really where it went wrong. Excuse me. I don't know where it went wrong. I guess it was just not recognizing that men-at-arms were the correct play. And to be honest, I hadn't recognized that either, and I had complete map vision, god vision. So I don't expect Core to recognize that. Especially because it's so typical to be going into knights as the Holy Roman Empire once you hit Castle Age. So the correct play for him, for anybody wondering, would just be to go straight into men-at-arms. The men-at-arms are what would allow you to clear out the units on those relics, push them back, and then you can always come in and pinch them up. Especially because there was 2 so close to his base. He had one right here, and then I think the second one was somewhere in this region. There we go. Second one there towards the middle. But now the push going to be coming through 75. Oh Lord. 75 military units against 28 military units. Triple the amount, triple the count. And Core was heading Imp. Decides it's probably not for the best. And I got to agree with you, Core. It's not for the best. That's a lot of units that you're going up against. Ideally, when you see this many archers, you should start thinking about a mangonel. Does Core look for siege here? He needs to be looking for siege somewhere back here. We don't see any signs of a mangonel. So mangonel's a great way for him to get back into this game. The alternative that he could look to do is try and trap the enemy here. With the amount of lance connects he's got, there is a real potential that he could swing to win, but we're going to enter into the cinematic mode. As ladies and gentlemen, it's time for this offense to meet the defense. It's a single relic inside the Regnants. Built in a bit of an awkward position. Spear's going to be coming through. Lens Connect on the front. Tries their best. Numbers here looking good. Kurultai going to be going down at the back. Spears have got their hardened upgrade. Vill's going to get pulled. And Core looking to try and take out enemy units. Instead, just going to be bringing the villagers to the party. You can see the heals coming through. Spear's doing a wonderful job. And the villagers just looking to try and pad as much damage as they possibly can. And Core's numbers somehow are looking actually really solid. He's focusing a lot. Oh my god. He's focusing a lot of the villagers, excuse me, instead of focusing down the units. And Core manages to do a decent job here. The numbers still looking pretty good for Anatan at the moment. The archers in particular just teeing off. There's a couple crossbows finally getting mixed in here. We hear sacred sites getting picked up behind this. Let's take a little look and see how our players are doing in Core. He's down to 10 military population. Struggling, having a really tough time. Palace of Swabia did get up behind this. How does he do it? How does he afford to get the Palace of Swabia up? I've got no idea. Where does he... Core, this is a very bold move by you to just go straight into Swabia. Getting attacked by triple the military? Yeah, don't mind me. I'm just going imp. And I'm going to do it after you attack me as well. Just... That's how big these balls are. That's how big they are. Absolutely huge. So Core's options could include something like going for a keep. It's a good spot for it right here. Doesn't have the resources for it. Spends his resources, goes for a cannon emplacement. The single cannon to hold them all. Already got the upgrade on the outpost. Emergency repairs coming through in about 25 seconds. A lot of villagers looking to try and get inside this town center. Mangonel in the back. Trebuchet also unfolding, looking to try and take out the outpost before any damage gets done. Instead, turns its attention towards the town center. Looking to try and focus down that Mangonel, slowly but steadily dealing out the damage to it. On the other side of the map, Core distracting the enemy. Somehow, in the madness, Core has taken out a lot of villagers. 32 worker kills for Core, 30 for Anatan. Second Trebuchet now coming up. Anatan continuing to funnel units across the minimap. We can see them making their way across. He's got plenty out here. 3 relics in the bag. 4th one somewhere safely. There we go. Safely put away. Cannon emplacement about to arrive. And when it does, it's going to be holding on. But the Trebuchet's focusing this down, and he's just used emergency repairs on the town center. Needs to pull Vils to repair. A lot of Vils here coming to repair. Keep in mind, this is wood that's going into this, so he's going to be draining the wood rather than anything else. And Trebs hitting the villagers. The boulder goes wide and unfortunately hits 2 villagers right there. Prelate here. Going to be looking to help out. Next Trebuchet shot comes through. Hits more Vils. Go on, Prelate. Help us out. Another shot on the front side. Another villager goes down. Instead, just throws down the keep. Realizes, you know what? We probably need the keep here. 38 seconds till the emergency repairs. He's holding on for dear life. That outpost still firing off. Regnit's under attack. Manages to clean up the last of the knights. Right on board with Anatan as he continues pushing out these units across the minimap. 56 versus 7 Core. He's in dire straits right now. A Culverin comes out. He's looking to force a bit of an engagement here underneath the outpost if he's able to allow it. And indeed, we see the Mangonel gets taken out by the outpost. Outpost is holding it down. The hero outpost right now. God, long live the outpost. Look at it go. It's now starting to burn. Does he have emergency repairs in? That's going to be the question, whether he can get it up in time. Villagers committing, and the emergency repairs come in. The hero outpost. The outpost you never thought you needed, but the outpost that you deserved. Core somehow manages to hold on with a single outpost. The Culverin comes in for the big shot. The villagers on the repair doesn't get the second one. The Trebuchets all going to go down, and Core holds with a single outpost. The keep gets up. The Archon is secured. The farmland lives on, but another Trebuchet, another day. I suspect that might have been the Khan going down behind the scenes, or maybe the Khan coming back from the dead. Indeed, it was the Khan coming back, or rather being killed. Core somehow defends 6 population, insufficient wood. Relic gets snagged away. He's looking to put it into the outpost. Core, you cheeky little devil. Now that outpost has got extra range. He says, you know what? Throw it into the keep. No. What? I've got no idea what he's doing right now, but there we go. Now firing off. Needs to make sure he's got villagers ready to repair this outpost. There's a lot of Trebs looking to fire down on this. Probably needs to pull this one out. Chuck it on the keep. Boiling oil coming through. Vil's going to get pulled to repair. He needs it in time. 6 seconds to emergency repairs. The hero outpost somehow, some way, stays alive right now, singing the Bee Gees. All of the shots coming in. Emergency repairs together with the heals from the villagers, and the outpost survives. The Regnit's about to go down. But once again, a dive underneath this keep outpost combo. Core is holding on for dear life. We enter into the cinematic mode once again, as it is time for these units. They're trying to clear out all the villagers underneath. The Lens Connect also on the front line. At the same time, the Trebs on the back, crossbows trickling in. He's just throwing away all of the units towards this absolute masterclass. And look at the Culver, and he comes in for the third shot. Can he do it? He's looping around. Not going to find it. So many vills in here. Swabia just pumping out non-stop vills. Insufficient wood. No! Terrible message to see, but the outpost still firing off. The hero of the day. The Regnitz goes down. It's not going to matter. The relic stays alive. It stays inside. It's producing less gold than what it used to, but that's okay. We'll get the Regnitz up another day. And now, a retreat away from what was probably the most deadly outpost you have ever seen. A defensive masterclass has just been enacted by Core. A beautiful demonstration of how good it is to be Holy Roman Empire. What an absolute giga chat. And look at that villager count, 89 versus 80. Now, a lot of that's going to be trade over here for Anatan. These villagers or these traders. Keep in mind, a Mongol trader with a full Yam network along that line is going to be equivalent to almost 2 villages. So that number is really a lot higher. You can have a look at the income at the moment. Sitting at about 4K for Anatan. Compare that over to Core, who's sitting on barely 1,000, 1,500. Somewhere around that number. The villager numbers are still looking pretty solid for him, though. He's got plenty queued up in the Swabia. Not a whole lot of resources on the backside. He's trying his best to hold on. The Regnitz still not yet repaired. Villager's going to be going down. He's got Men-at-Arms now in queue. Men-at-Arms definitely going to make a difference here if he's able to hold. We can see that they're yet to receive their elite upgrades. Core not with a lot of gold here. Keep that in mind. Not only is the Regnitz down, but he's only got the one relic to play with. And still continues falling back towards this bombard. All of the trebuchets are down. And these units have to fall back against the Men-at-Arms. Core somehow holds on with the greatest defense I have ever seen. I don't think I've ever seen a defense as clutch as this, but at the same time, there must be something that gets said about Anatan's just relentless attack coming through, constantly thinking. Now, he was always attacking, looking to clear out the villages. The villages are what are keeping this outpost alive with the repairs. So he says, you know what we're going to do? We're just going to dive in. We're just going to clear the vills, and then we're going to kill it with our trebs. But somehow, someway, Core was able to keep it alive. He's able to stabilize. And still we see a 3-to-1 military advantage for Anatan, but is it going to be enough as the battering rams now start coming in? He says, you know what? We tried it with the trebs. We weren't that successful. Maybe we've got to move into the battering rams. The other option he's always got is the Hui Hui Pow, which is something that we've seen rising in prominence recently. Now the Khan buffs up a couple of these vills, or rather a couple of these units. Battering rams on the front, Culverin on the back, looking to try and take it out. These guys are not going to have too much of a problem. Might even need to move into Springalds. At this point, Anatan should probably be thinking about going Imperial himself, just so he can deal with the Culverins. They're too difficult to deal with. Men-at-Arms holding on the front. Sacred Site now finally going to get taken. How long has it been that Anatan could have been holding this Sacred Site? We're at 27 minutes in right now. And now Core looking to neutralize the Sacred Site. But he just does a little bit of a run-by, just distracting the enemy. Says, hey, just so you know, I'm going to go kill some of your traders. Don't mind me. Curious to see whether Anatan responds to it preemptively. We don't see any movement of units at all. The Culverin still just doing work. The single god tier Culverin sitting on top of all the farmland. And Sacred Victory is approaching. We got 10 minutes. Count it down. 10 minutes to go. Emergency repairs not going to be coming out. Not for this barracks. He doesn't care that much about it. But to be honest, you could probably get away with it. Where are all the Men-at-Arms? Oh my lord, there's only 2 Men-at-Arms out. Core. Hey, Core, we've talked about this. You got to make units, Core. Core still somehow holds on. The Khan goes down. We ride on board now with Core as the Sacred Victories slowly enclosing him in. Manages to find a gold vein out towards the west side that hasn't been spotted by Anatan. He's got great coverage on this minimap, but nothing out here over on the west, and Core just takes it for himself. He says, thank you, that's exactly the gold that I need. All my gold back at home is pretty useless, to be honest. Not a whole lot I can do with it, seeing as, well, I've only got the one relic, and my Regnitz, well, let's not talk about the Regnitz. Let's not talk about the Regnitz today, please. All right. What kind of upgrades are we talking? Still no elite upgrades through for any... Actually, elite Men-at-Arms on Core's units. Elite upgrades for the Men-at-Arms, not too bad. Villager coming through. Looking to neutralize the Sacred Site. Not anything really here to contest it other than a couple of units. Going to send the slowest of the crossbows out there. Slowly these trebs are... Is it trebs? What is it that's trebbing away down here? Nothing in particular. And we enter a bit of a lull. Knight gets cleaned up. 90 worker kills for Anatan. Oh my god, Core with the cheeky little market snipe. He says, see you later, mate. Market gets out of there. Sacred Site gets neutralized. Oh, he was on attack move. He didn't move didn't move it onto the Sacred Site. That's huge. That buys Core more time to get back into this game. Core trying his best to keep it alive. An outpost up in the corner. Cheeky little market wall. Don't mind me. He gets the market out, but still he's causing a lot of havoc. And you can see back here, we've got all of the traders just kind of chilling out. I don't know why he doesn't just move the market here and just keep going. Instead, might head to the other corner potentially. Market goes down. All the traders immediately move. 121 gold now going to be coming through instead. With the outpost coming up, Anatan can spot it. Crossbow's managing to get a shot over, but the outpost will get up. And he can look for an emplacement on it straight away. He's got the resources for it. Cannon emplacement? No, he's looking for a fortification emplacement. Then we'll head into the cannon. And Yukon rises. And battering rams. Look at the distraction. Oh my god, Core buys himself so much time with this distraction. Kurotai moving across as well. I can't believe it. The hero. The greatest outpost you've ever seen. I've never seen an outpost defend the way that Core just defended with that outpost. That was something magical. Really, I feel like we've just witnessed magic. Like, that was Wingardium Outpostiosa. It was beauty. It was beauty. Keep. Now, gonna be under pressure. He's got plenty of villagers in here. Keep in mind, no emergency repairs on this keep. He will need the town center to propagate emergency repairs, or he will need it connected to the network. And we can see it's not connected to the network, denoted by this little plus above the building. Villagers instead going to be turning their attention towards the battering rams. Bill's coming on the backside. He's got a little bit of stone in the back, not a whole lot. And plenty of units here. Anatan trying to clear up this position. Maybe Core caused too much of a ruckus on this west side. And Anatan's realized. We can see the heals coming out on each of these units. The battering ram still doing a decent job of taking out the keep, but villagers will be going down. And indeed, they all go down together with the keep. Core down by about 45 villagers at this point. Somehow in this game, Core still lingers on as the score lead. Oh my god, huge raid now on this north side. A lot of elite horsemen. Keep in mind, these guys do have their upgrades in. 13 damage coming out on these guys. About half the damage you'd expect from a feudal knight. It's look, it's not pretty being a horseman, but you know, it's honest work. Decent kills though. 117 worker kills now for Anatan. Core slowly moving up. He's up to 52 worker kills though. Single crossbowman looking to deal with the farm the way all good crossbowmen should. Get out of here, you farm. I'm sick of dealing with you. And now going to be looking to approach from a different angle. Outpost has got his fortifications through. No emplacement just yet. Spear's doing a good job of chasing it around. Still no age up from Anatan, and I can't help but feel like this has really punished him. Had Anatan gone Imperial, had he gone for roller shutter triggers, improved, in brackets, we could be talking about a different game, because the Culverin wouldn't have the presence that it's got right now. 13 ranged Springalds, I'll take them every single day of the week over a 12 range Culverin. I don't care how cost efficient your Culverin is. I will always take those extra ranged Springalds. Best Springalds in the game by far. Best counter siege unit by far. Look at Anatan still going for the trade. He's got a bit of a trade highway coming through right now. Unfortunate. 30 traders. So it needs to change the home marketplace for these traders. Look at them go. Look at them go. They're popping off. So he's 200, maxed out. Up against Core, who's 140 out of 170. Yet to max out. Still losing more villagers here. Dealing with more counterattacks on the other side of the map. Big mango shot comes through. We enter into the cinematic mode once again as the Culverin fires off towards the battering rams. A little bit of increased movement speed here. Kurotai coming in. Look at him zooming through. Trebuchet firing down at the mangonels. Where are the units right now? Where are the units for his opponent? Anatan just seems a little bit absent. Elite units on the front line just doing absolute work. Springalds rolling in off the blocks, but the Culverin just meets them, says, hello, you've only got 10 range, and somehow Core's finding himself a way back into this game. Did Anatan really just give him all of this time? Look at the Kurotai just sitting here. It's trying to get its heels off. More Springalds getting fired down by this single Culverin. Look at the Culv. Absolute hero, just clearing out the backline. And now Core all of a sudden turns the tables on the enemy. There's no prospect of a sacred victory. Where's the Imperial Age? That's going to be my question. And Anatan, despite being 200 population, didn't have those elite units like Core did. Core had the extra armor. He had the extra health, the extra damage. And as a result, he's now able to clean up this front and take double the military population over his enemy. More production being made on the front line, but a bit of an evacuation coming out. Anatan in trouble. Kor, in some miracle, finds a way to hold on. I thought he was crazy when he was going Imperial with Swabia, but it all made sense when the outpost got the cannon emplacement. And now I think we have to start asking the question, is the cannon emplacement overpowered, or is it just Kor who's overpowered? The first of the landmarks has gone down. It's just going to be your classic Kurultai on the front line, just bunking out a little bit, as all good Kurultais do. And now Kor looking to overrun his enemy. This is where it gets hard for Anatan. He's got to play spear crossbow, but he doesn't have elite units. His enemy's got elite units. So he's going to be trading extra efficiently against him. No age up, InQ, no food economy. It's only 1,400 a minute. It's nowhere near big enough. Kor looking like he might actually clinch this game back. Only one relic. He somehow manages to find a way back in. The perfect from the beginning of this game. A good game gets called. Kor coming out victorious. It all goes back to a single outpost. Ladies and gentlemen, how did he do it? How did he do it? We will be asking ourselves that question for a long time. Fellas, go check out Kor on YouTube. I'll leave a link in the description. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.